What up, y'all? This is Tracy from Nerd Squish, and today I'm going to show you every single DVD in my collection. Over the last couple of years, we've definitely seen a decline in DVDs and Blu-Rays in stores due to the rise of streaming. And I get it. You know, these things, all this physical media, it takes up space, right? And as much as I am a collector and I love things, right? I love to surround myself by all the little nerdy things I like. You know, sometimes I feel consumed by the stuff and I get the urge to purge, and then I get rid of things that 3 months later I'm like, oh wait, I really did want that. Why did I get rid of that? Movies hold a very special place in my heart, so naturally, you know, growing up in the time that I did, being the old fart that I am, physical media is a large part of that. Me and my husband are huge movie nerds. When we were dating, if we didn't have anything to do, we went to the movies. If we couldn't go to the movies or we didn't want to be around people, we headed to Blockbuster, and we spent hours upon hours strolling down every single aisle looking for a movie to rent, and it was an experience. And we weren't just renting. There was a moment in time where we would pick up the DVD for every single movie that we liked. We were heading to Best Buy when there were new releases, we were diving into the Walmart $5 bargain bins, and when Blockbuster went out of business, well, that got a little wild. We were driving to every single Blockbuster in drivable distance, hitting up the sales, buying every single movie we saw. At points, we had doubles and triples of some DVDs because we would just straight up forget what we had because we had clearly too much. Now, since then, we have downsized our collection and we've tried to keep only the things that we truly love. In the year of our Lord 2024, Best Buy has decided to stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a DVD, but there is something about this that is so sad. And even though I don't actively go out and buy DVDs anymore, my collection is very important to me. So with that, today I want to celebrate my DVD collection and share it with you nerds. Now, before I sit here and show you 154 DVDs, yes, I did count. If you're a returning viewer, hey, how you doing? Welcome back. And if you're new here, this is Nerd Squish, where we take everything spooky and we take everything nerdy and we squish it all together. So if you like Halloween, horror movies, and pop culture, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos from us in the future. Oh, I just threw my phone on the floor. Why did I do that? Anyway, all right, the first DVD in the collection, and one of my favorite funny movies of all time, 10 Things I Hate About You. And the second out of the two that start with numbers is 1408. And first of all, can we just bask in the glory that is the Blockbuster exclusive packaging? You gotta love that. Moving on to A's, we have Disney's Aladdin. Note the Best Buy sticker. Then we have An American Werewolf in London. I think this was from Walmart a couple of years ago. Oh, I almost hit myself in the face with that. If you take it out of the sleeve, it's like the typical movie cover, but Walmart, which I think they did even have these like last year for Halloween, but they'll do a bunch of horror movies in this like little neon solid colored situation, and it's fun. I love it. One of my favorite movies of all time. Then we have The Army of Darkness, the Screwhead edition. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I am not a, as much as I have 154 DVDs, I'm not like a DVD aficionado in the way that I know what that necessarily means, even though I own this. Moving on to the B's, I'm pretty sure is the biggest letter in my collection. Starting it off with this Back to the Future set that has all 3 movies. Gotta love it. Then we have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4 of Batman the Animated Series, because were you even a kid in the 90s if you weren't obsessed with this show? All right, Batman's gonna kind of be a theme for a while here. So we've got the 1989 Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Now, I want to age myself for a second here. First of all, people make fun of these, right? They like that serious Christopher Nolan Batman. And look, that's great. But give me cheesy Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher, nipple Batman any day, because this is where it's at. But how I'm gonna age myself is to tell you that the way I acquired these, okay, hold on. I can feel myself gaining more wrinkles as I tell this story. So I was flipping through the ads in the newspaper, and Circuit City advertised that they had all of these for some cheap price, and I begged my mom to take me to Circuit City so I could buy these. So there you go. We have Batman The Dark Knight Returns, which is one of the best Batman comics of all time. So when they animated it, you know I had to have it in the collection. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Year One, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, paired with Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. Moving on with the Bs, we have Beauty and the Beast, the Disney animated original, one of the best of all time. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. We have Big Wolf on Campus, the very terribly ripped quality that I bought at a con, and it's literally the same terrible quality that you can find on YouTube. I have it. Big Wolf on Campus. Boom. Terrible quality. But God, is it beautiful to see in like a physical form. Now, if we can only get it for real. Peter Knight, Christopher Briggs, I'm looking at y'all. Release it. Next up, we have a movie that I will be watching very, very soon for St. Patrick's Day, The Boondock Saints and The Boondock Saints 2. Love these movies so much. We have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer original movie, and I have season 1 and season 2 of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series because it's perfection, especially in these early seasons. I mean, come on, TV doesn't get much better than this, okay? And rounding out the Bs, we have one of my favorite movies of all time, The Burbs. Moving on to the Cs, we have Casper. We have the Chucky collection. Then we have Kevin Smith's debut, Clerks. This one's a Blu-ray. I know I keep calling this DVD, but I'm gonna be real honest, I am not a quality snob, so like a DVD and a Blu-ray, that's like interchangeable for me. You know, obviously, I'm a person that watches black and white movies and terrible ripped qualities of Big Wolf. Quality is not an important thing to me, so Blu-ray, DVD, tomato. Next up, one of my comfort movies, Clue. One of the few recent Disney movies that I actually enjoyed, Coco. The Corpse Bride, one of my Universal monster babies, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Crow. And rounding out the C's, we have Cursed. All right, moving on to D, we have Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and then we have the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, okay, I'm running out of hands here, and then the final-ish season of Dexter. Obviously, they had like the one that came out, what was it, like a year or two ago, which was fantastic, but don't have that on DVD. Moving on to E with one of my favorite Tim Burton movies, we have Edward Scissorhands, a holiday classic. Look at that, another holiday classic, Elf. We have the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition, which this is fun. It's like all, you know, like there's stuff in here. Look at this, what is this? I don't even know. It's been a long time since what? It keeps going. oh, look at that. What's in here? This has been a very long time since I've opened this. This has a poster in it? What? I'm discovering things with y'all today. Look at this. The Evil Dead. Beautiful. And then of course we have the remake of The Evil Dead. Moving on to F, we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fight Club, which I will be honest, don't like this movie, don't like this book. This is a matte DVD, 100%. I know people are gonna hate me in the comments for that one. Sorry. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Frankenweenie, which this is great for so many reasons, because not only does it have the newer Frankenweenie that's like stop motion, but it also includes, do they have a picture on here? I thought they did. They do not. But the original Frankenweenie is actually on this as well. I'm talking about the live action, the one that like Tim Burton made and Disney was like, no, 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 no. Too spooky. Too spooky. We don't do that. And then a couple years later, they were like, hey, remember that thing you did that we were like, hey, it's too dark, it's too spooky. Let's do it again. Freddy versus Jason. Friday the 13th, the Collection. Now this is one, again, that has some fun stuff. This one I knew. I know what's hiding in this one. We've got some 3D glasses, all Jason style. And really cool little like book situation that it breaks down like fun facts, body counts, and weapons for each individual movie. Then we have the Friday the 13th remake, and rounding out the Fs, we have From Dusk Till Dawn. We have another blockbuster sticker there, so this is definitely one that we caught in all the closing sales. Love that. Moving on to G, this is a very, very small section of the collection. We have Ghostbusters 1 and 2. This is another one that's kind of fun. If you take it out, you know, we have the little cases individually for 1 and 2. But this has a really fun little movie scrapbook in it that has all kinds of like fun little things, like behind the scenes stuff of when they were making the movie. Then we have Grind and Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, moving on to H, and I'm noticing a section of this that is not alphabetized, but still organized. It kind of makes sense, right? Hatchet, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, and Victor Crowley. Halloween and Halloween 2. Then I have all of the Harry Potter series in these fun little collectors. I think I picked these up at Target, but it's like the best of Warner Brothers film favorite collection. This way I don't have to have 8 separate DVDs. They're combined. It's clean. I like that. Then we have the Hateful Eight. This is one of Matt's because I say this is one of Matt's, like all of these, like we like a lot of the same movies, but this one is a 100% Matt. He is a Quentin Tarantino fanboy, and Quentin is a love or hate for me, and this is one that I could just never get into. Then we have Hercules, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. It's time to rewatch this. And ending in H with one of my favorite movies of all time, Hocus Pocus. Moving on to Eyes, we have this Indiana Jones complete adventure collection. This one is really cool. Just very, very cool packaging. And when you open it, it's almost like a little booklet here. So we have like the DVDs in here, but like all these cool pictures. Again, like if you can make cool packaging, I'm sure this was like an obscene amount of money, okay? But like, worth it. Look how cute. So fancy. Inception, which I'm gonna be real honest, this is a Matt movie. I have never fully watched this movie. I tried to watch it one time and I fell asleep. One of my favorite movies of all time, Independence Day. Another one of my Universal Monster babes, rounding out the Eyes with The Invisible Man. Moving on to J's, one of my favorite movies of all time. You gotta have Jaws in the collection. Then we have Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. Another one of my favorite comfort, funny movies. Just love it all around. Josie and the Pussycats. And then you got the Jurassic Park trilogy. And another one of my favorite holiday movies, Just Friends. Moving on to L's, we have Land of the Dead. One of the coolest things in my collection, this Lion King box set, which Matt got me for my birthday. Love this. It actually comes in this little bongo, but you open this and then inside, you see little Simba, how cute. But then you have all the movies in here. So you have, obviously, oh my, I'm going to drop things. Obviously we have original Lion King, Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray, DVD. Then you have a digital file copy. You have Lion King 1.5. Then you have, of course, Lion King 2 Simba's Pride in both DVD and Blu-ray. I didn't realize, it's been a long time since I've obviously opened this, but I didn't realize they had so many copies of like one. So I'm covered, except for that live action remake, because I'm still actively trying to forget that that happened. Then we have Looper, and ending the L's with one of my favorite movies of all time, and you would know that if you watched my last video, we have The Lost Boys. I still believe. Moving on to the M's, another Kevin Smith classic, we have Mallrats, Mean Girls, Men in Black, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and another one that is highly underrated and nobody talks about, Moonlight. Of course, only one season, because unfortunately it never got more time, even though it deserved it. Another one of my Universal Monster babies, we have The Mummy, and then we have The Munsters Season 1 and Season 2. Moving on to the ends, we have Napoleon Dynamite, Never Sleep Again, this like Nightmare on Elm Street like legacy documentary, very cool cover. Night of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street, as well as this really cool giant collection of Nightmare on Elm Street. So we have a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street going on. Now the only difference with this collection is it's janky. First of all, it's literally just DVDs. No pictures, it's not exciting. Also, it's sort of broken, but hey, look, if you want to watch the movie, I got you covered. I got you covered with all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. Obviously not the remake, because, yeah. Oh, it's time for O's, with the only O that I have, Once Bitten. Moving on to P's, Paranorman, one of my favorite stop motion movies of all time. Poltergeist, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and one of the few horror movies that I watched when I was actually really young. Pool Party Massacre, another Disney, we got The Princess and the Frog, one of my favorites, because I mean, come on, would I be a New Orleans girl if I didn't like this movie? And rounding out the P's with Pulp Fiction. Moving on to R's, we have the more serious side of Kevin Smith, Red State. So good. I want to see more of like Kevin Smith with this, right? You have all of his Clerk stuff, and then you have the horror stuff after this. I want Kevin Smith like this. This was wild. Then we have the uncut first and second season of Ren and Stimpy, as well as the seasons 3.5-ish. Because again, are you a 90s kid if you didn't sing the log song? That show is also why I have an intense fear of belly buttons. Another one that is 100% Matt, we got Reservoir Dogs. This is not one of the Quentins that I like, but he loves this movie. Then we have a little Rob Zombie collection, of course, with A House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. And rounding out the R's with Rogue One, which I am not a big Star Wars person. That is 100% Matt Shindig there, but I will say that I really, really, really enjoyed this one-off story. All right, moving on to S. I'm dropping things. Oh God, DVDs are flying everywhere currently. We have The Sandlot, another holiday classic, Scrooged, Secret Window, Shaun of the Dead, The Shining, Silver Linings Playbook, Skinwalkers, such an underrated movie that no one talks about. I love it. Snatch, which this is a Matt one, never seen this movie. I know nothing about it, yet it lives in this collection. Then we of course have all the Star Wars movies. All right, we got them all. We got them all right here. I don't have much to add on this, because don't hate me y'all, I'm not a big Star Wars person. I heard people unfollowing as I said that. Then we have Steel Magnolias, because would I be a Louisiana girl if I didn't actively love and cry to this movie? And ending out the S's with Suck, one of my favorite movies, a very underrated vampire film that I only knew about because Danny Smith from Big Wolf on Campus has a very small cameo, but it is such a fun movie. You want to know something that's funny, but it's like not really that funny at all, is that I had to stop filming because my camera battery died. And, you know, it came back and I was like, okay, I got my energy drink, I'm hyped, let's film the rest of this video. Filmed it. The microphone was not on. So let's try this one more again. Okay, if it doesn't work this time, I quit. Moving into the T's, we have this Tales from the Crypt pack, which of course has Bordello of Blood and Demon Knight. Love Demon Knight. Such a great, underrated movie. Dare I say, I think it's perfect. Another one of my favorite Disney movies, Tarzan. We have this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-pack. So, you know, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3, whatever this animated one is. I'm not entirely sure. I've never watched it. Maybe I should watch it. Maybe rent a pizza and then watch it. Rent a pizza? You don't rent it. Well, it's more like a loan. You know, you spend money on it and you eat it, but you don't exactly get to keep it. One of the funniest comedies, This Is the End. The Three Amigos, Trick or Treat. Another Kevin Smith movie, Tusk. Then we have Underworld, Underworld Evolution, and Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Now, these movies are fantastic. I love this original. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's vampires and werewolves and hybrids and Kate Beckinsale running around doing whatever she does in this movie, but I don't know, but it's beautiful. These are fantastic. The rest of the movies in the franchise are trash. They're just trash. But these, love them. We have this Universal Monsters 4-pack containing Dracula, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, which of course I already have this one on DVD, but this value pack was a really good way to get these three that I don't have for a really good price. Then we have one of Matt's favorites, John Carpenter's Vampires. We have the first and second season of The Walking Dead. Wayne's World, party time, excellent, swing. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because Gene Wilder is straight perfection and you cannot convince me of anything different. The underrated gem that is Wolf. Then we have the Wolf Cop Wolf Pack containing the original Wolf Cop and another Wolf Cop, because if you know anything about me, my super niche subgenre that I'm obsessed with is Canadian werewolf comedies. So, then we have this Wolfman Legacy collection, which I was so excited when I bought this from Barnes & Nobles. It is a beautiful little box set. But the thing that sucks about it is one of these discs does not work. It never did work. I bought it and instantly was sad, but also too lazy to take it back to Barnes & Nobles and be like, hey, this doesn't work. The good thing is that the disc that contains the Wolfman movie does work. It's just all the behind the scenes documentary style stuff. That disc, sadly, does not work. Then we have the 2010 Wolfman. This right here is why it's important to have DVDs. Because not only does it have the theatrical version, but it has an unrated version, the uncut version of the movie, which makes it so much better. And I don't know, maybe that's somewhere on streaming, but if it wasn't, guess what? I can still watch it. And the last DVD in the collection, Young Frankenstein, because as I said previously, Gene Wilder is straight perfection. And if you can add him into a comedy about Frankenstein, that's what dreams are made of. So that is all 154 DVDs in my collection, but bonus round, I want to share my VHS collection. It's small. I have no way to watch these movies. They're purely shelf decorations at this moment in time. But we have the 1989 Batman. Now this was Matt's when he was a little kid. You can see it's well loved. It's got like tape all over it, but I love having this on the shelf. It goes very good with our Batman figures that you could probably see behind me. Love having this. And from my personal childhood collection, we have The Lion King and The Lion King 2. Lion King is my favorite Disney movie of all time. You cannot convince me otherwise. So I love having these in the collection. Again, they're decorations, but they're fantastic. Okay, I just listed a lot of movies. Hold on, I think I deserve this. So, now that you've seen everything in my collection, I almost died a little bit. So out of all of these movies, are any of these your favorite movies? Or what is a cool, maybe like uncut or limited edition kind of thing that you have in your DVD collection? Let me know in the comments. Sure, streaming is easy, but when I have a DVD collection like this, there are a lot of things that I don't have to worry about. If I ever want to watch the super underrated show Moonlight, I don't have to go hunt it down because I'm pretty sure it's not streaming anymore. I just pop it in. It's here. I have it. There's no question of which service is streaming the movie. There's no worry of the streaming service dropping it and it never returning. If there's some obscure line or moment that gets canceled, here it is, unedited, how it was meant to be watched. And if the internet goes out, I can still watch it. And I think these are all really good reasons to have at least your favorites. You know, maybe you don't have to have 154 of them. But if there are movies that you're like, I rewatch this all the time, I think it's important to have that on DVD. Physical media has been getting a lot of hate lately. You know, I think just with all the articles of these stores getting rid of them, so people are hating on it. But here's the thing. If I want to watch the very underrated, underground B-movie suck, what are the odds that I'm gonna find this on a streaming service where I don't have to pay more money for it? It's pretty slim. So here it is in my collection. I can watch it at any time, and that's a beautiful thing. If you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so when new videos hit the channel, you'll be notified. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you nerds later!